Hello. A really interesting day today. Gosh. Um, so I just watched a video and let me just do grab an object here. I've got some pills here. Okay, let's just say this is a microphone that's in front of me, like right around here, right? Now, if I were to make a gesture, my hand clearly goes behind the item, right? And if you know the size of a certain object and your hand goes in front of the object, then you think that the item is closer, but your brain is telling you that this thing is way out here and that his hand should go behind it, but it's actually going in front of it. It's actually popping in front of the microphone. And you can see this little kind of blurry edge around the microphone. It's one of those furry microphones with the gray furry cover on it for the wind, to prevent wind sounds, because it's kind of a windy day there. It's an outdoor microphone setup. Okay, so there's a footage of it, and that's what happened. His hand goes in front of the microphone, right? So then it gets viral, and everybody's like, "What the hell? This is like great green screen. Obviously green screen, you know." So I'm like, "Well, I gotta figure this out. What is the other side of the story? What are they saying to spin this, you know?" And so I found a Washington Post article. I can't do video share on here, but I'm watching a Washington Post link, and I'll try to leave it in the comments. But in the Washington Post article, I mean, a video, um, it shows that same gray microphone, but Biden is behind it. So the microphone, this is so bizarre. So the microphone apparently is real, but for some reason, it got put digitally put behind Joe Biden. Now, I have a hard time understanding this. Now, if the microphone were green colored microphone, then and he put his thing in there, they might have accidentally left a green screen feature on, and then no, that wouldn't work. Um, they'd have to film the microphone separate with the green screen. I don't have any idea. And I kind of think I know a little bit about how videos work. So basically, I don't believe that the interview is fake. I believe that Joe Biden is actually walking out in front of the White House. He's walking up to reporters. I believe that all those microphones that you see are real, except for possibly the gray one. The gray microphone is the one that's a little suspicious. But so he's really out there doing all this, but then all of a sudden this gray microphone shows up, and his hand goes in front of it. And so well, let me just explain. So if this really was a green screen, what that would mean is that they would, for I don't know why, but they would have. This is blowing my mind. They would have. They would have, like, for example, if this was green colored and this was some object that's green colored, and I were to do a video here, and I were to want to superimpose a microphone, like I'm talking like this, and then they wanted to superimpose something right here. What they'd have to do is they'd have to find a green object, they put it in front of there, and then they would superimpose a microphone over what's going on. And so basically, the video that you're seeing would show just a green object that they would have to do another layer of to do the green object. So what I'm saying is, it's totally possible that it's green screen, but the thing that's bugging me is, why would they do that? There's no reason why they would. I had two theories and they got blown out of the water. Well, I mean, they still could be true. Um, One theory I had was that maybe that was a Fox News microphone or had a name of the network on the microphone, and they didn't want people to know that that network was there, existed. And the other theory I had was that they wanted to exaggerate the fact that there wasn't any as many microphones out there. that would be a very elaborate way just to exaggerate to show one microphone. So either that or the whole thing, this whole thing is a deep fake, and they figured out how to do deep fakes, and you just saw a deep fake glitch, and that is like really wacko conspiracy stuff. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't deep fake anything; they can deep fake anything, but I just find it hard to believe that there would be a glitch in a deep fake. Usually, if you do deep fake, it just works perfectly. They say here's microphones. They tell the computer there's microphones here. This is where Joe Biden's going. They can have a fake people in a room that do plot it out. You know, I mean, it's like you could do a deep fake, but um, yeah. But I don't. Maybe I could think about it. Maybe I'll look around and find some information about how they could possibly fake this microphone. It's just unbelievably strange. I've never seen anything. It'll be really interesting to see what actually happened, how this actually took place. Is going to be interesting to find out what exactly happened. There should be some way to find out. Somebody that's an expert should be able to analyze it. It's just a matter of time before they get a hold of it and they're able to do it. And so if they're just as baffled as I am, then you'll know they're probably honest. Okay. If they just like kind of say that the Washington Post video is proof that nothing is going on. Well, that's sort of like saying what you were seeing you didn't actually see. Well, no, my eyes saw that. I saw what I saw. You have to explain why I saw what I saw. Who cares about what the Washington Post shows? The only thing the Washington Post video did was show that there was a gray microphone there, which is really strange, and that the gray microphone was right in front. I've seen it right in front of Joe Biden, but yeah, I mean that. Why would that? It's weird. Maybe I'd be like Washington Post would have to. I mean, this is like gets into conspiracy theory, really crazy one. Like Washington Post would have to create their own copy of the video and then superimpose a gray microphone over it, but make sure it's in front of Biden, not Biden in front of it. So they could just superimpose it over on top of Joe Biden, and then that would be. But this the thing that's really strange is that okay, if this whole thing, since Joe Biden's hand goes in front of the microphone, that would mean that this was filmed like out where they had a green screen and oh man, I mean it's just mind blowing. I don't know how trying to think of it. It's a little bit complicated. Green screen's a little bit complicated because the question I've got is how did Joe Biden's hand appear in front of a green screen? That would have to mean that Joe Biden is the green screen. In other words, this is how it works. They take and superimpose Joe Biden's video of his interview over a video that or over some a video that shows of a microphone that is a regular microphone. In fact, you probably could tell by looking at the blurring on the edges which one is which. So is the microphone the green screen or is Joe Biden that whole video just superimposed? So you could like take a green, I'll describe it here. You could just have a studio and you just have a bunch of reporters that go into a room and they're pretending like they're interviewing Joe Biden. And they're saying, "Are you planning on visiting the border states?" And they go up to Joe Biden, a dummy that looks like Joe Biden, and they're talking to this green dummy, and they're doing that, and they have their microphones out there, and Joe Biden is superimposed over that, and the green screen. Since Joe Biden is the green screen, the microphone always remains on top of no, the microphones remain beneath whatever's the green screen is. That's still I still Oh my god, I'd have to this is gonna be like take me hours to figure this out. I mean, if I was like a video expert would know probably in 5 minutes. But I think I kinda understand how gr I mean, I explained how green screen works. It basically works like I could put a green blanket behind me, and then have me talking, and then I can superimpose, make it look like I'm in Tahiti and there's palm trees and all that stuff. It happens all the time, right? The thing that's strange is if there was a palm tree, like a fake tree like that, and I put out my hand, well, yeah, my hand's going to go in front of the palm tree. So that means I'm not the green screen. The non-green screen part is what goes in front. So like, see how my hand goes in front of the amplifier over there? That amplifier is behind me. See? So the non-green screen stuff is always on top, the real thing. The green screen is always a backdrop. But you could put a green screen in front of something. You could put a green object in front. Now, if you put a green object in front of me, then that object would always be behind. I would always be behind that object, I think. I think. So, whew, that's a doozy. If there's a really simple explanation, then I don't. I just can't. I can't grasp it. But anyway, I'm not saying it's a conspiracy theory. I do think the media lies through their teeth and they do stuff strange. But this is just too elaborate of a hoax. I don't understand unless this is really some real advanced technology, like this is deep fake, and they're experimenting with deep fakes, and they somehow the deep fake glitched, and it put it. They said they just drew it in. They said put a microphone here, put a microphone here, put a microphone here, and then they forgot to tell the computer that the microphone was in the foreground of the picture, and so they made the microphone like sort of behind it. But I gotta look at the video again because does Joe's body Joe let me see, Joe Biden deep fake. Oh wait, I shouldn't put deep fake, should green screen. Green screen fail. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna watch the video. Okay, yeah, this is good enough. Okay, I'm gonna look at it. I don't need any sound. They're slowing it down, and he's coming up, and then the microphone appears. Okay, okay, both. Wow, there's two mic. Okay, one microphone appears. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. Let me do this again. Okay, the microphone's in front of Joe Biden, but now his hands are in front of the microphone. How could now then his hands behind it? Oh my, what am I wait a second, hang on. Did his hand go in front of it? His hand oh my god! Oh, what? Oh, I have no explanation for that at all. In some parts of it, the microphone in some parts of the video, Joe's behind the microphone and you can see his body and a microphone in front of it. And then his microphone goes in front. So that must mean that this is actually reality. That this is really happening. Oh, but it seems so fake. It goes behind his hand, then his hand goes behind one microphone. Wait, his hand goes in front of one. There's two microphones. And then his hand goes behind it in front. Whoa. Okay, so the microphones are really close to him apparently. Oh, this does look so fake though. Oh my gosh. How does he reach his hands in front of the microphone and it both be behind it? And he's behind it. He's going up. The microphone's right there and it looks normal. It goes behind him. That's okay. So they're stuffing it behind him and then they stuff it in front of him. And then the other one, the gray one, goes behind. Oh my god. That is just bizarre. Oh, I can't figure it out. It's even weirder than I thought. This is getting weirder every second. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is that from what I'm looking at, it looks like it really is like, for example, here's a microphone and it's blocking me. This is another pill box. I'll use my other one. I have a lot of pills. Here's a here's the pill box, and he's walking up and he's clearly behind one of the microphones. You could see it cutting off his hand. So that means he's behind the microphone. but then he reaches his hands out and his hands appear in front of the microphones. Now that's not really unusual. It's just that the gray one is a really kind of a big microphone, big fuzzy microphone, and his hand just goes right in front of it. And why is he putting his hands in front of the microphone either? I mean, it's almost like his hands are going through the microphone, like it goes right through it. It's so he's so close to it. It's just a bizarre, it's just a bizarre, a very unusual mic angle. There's nothing actually, this is a real video, but it's just looks so fake.